Hello students, in this video we are going to see Fibonacci series as well as sum of digits of a given number. So first of all, let us see how the output will look like. So as you can see, we have to display a menu here. Okay, in the menu we have two options, Fibonacci series and sum of digits. If the user enters 1, we have to display the Fibonacci series, and if the user enters 2, we have to display the sum of digits. So let's enter 1 and see what happens. When we enter 1, we can see that the first 10 numbers of the Fibonacci series are displayed. Okay, and if we choose the second option, then it's asking for a number. So let's enter 1 2 3 4 5. It is showing me the sum of digits. Okay, so this is how the output should look like. So first of all, I have created a scanner object by the name of SC. Okay, then of course, to use this SC, you must import the UTIL package here. Okay, now here is the menu that is being displayed from line number 13 up till line number 16. On line number 17, I am taking the user's choice, whether 1, 2 or whatever the user wants to enter. Okay, and that variable choice is being passed as an expression to the switch statement. Okay, so if the user has entered 1, case 1 will be executed, that is Fibonacci series, and if the user has entered 2, sum of digits will be shown. Now let's talk about the Fibonacci series. So the series which you can see on your screen is known as the Fibonacci series. In this, the first two numbers are 0 and 1, and the remaining numbers are the sum of their previous two numbers. Okay, so 0 plus 1 will give me 1, 1 plus 1 gives me 2, 2 plus 3 gives me 5, 5 plus 3 gives me 8, 8 plus 5 gives me 13. Okay, now let's say our first number is stored in N1 and the second number is stored in N2. So the third number will be obtained by doing N1 plus N2, and this one we can store it in another variable sum. Okay, so the next number, to calculate the third number, okay, to calculate the third number, we have to change the value of N1 and N2. That means this one, okay, this number should become N1 and this number should become N2. In other words, N2 should become N1, okay, and the sum should become our N2. Okay, so when we add N1 and N1 and N2 this time, that is 1 and 1, okay, 1 and 1, the answer will be 2. Similarly, next time we need to make this 2 as N2 and this 1 as N1. Okay, so that when we add N1 and N2, we get the next number, that is 3. So you can see that the value of n1 and n2 will keep on changing, okay, and the addition of these two numbers will give me the value of sum, that is the third number. So let's come back to our code and see how is it done. So here you can see that I've stored 0 in n1 and 1 in n2. First two numbers 0 and 1 of the Fibonacci series are stored in n1 and n2, and then I've declared a variable sum here which will store 0 initially. Then on line number 23 I am displaying the value of n1 and n2, so this one will display 0 and 0 comma 1. Now I am starting a loop which will start from 3 and go up till 10. Why am I starting from 3? Because we have already displayed two numbers from the Fibonacci series. So I will start from 3 and I will go up till 10. Okay, control comes inside and we do the calculation n1 plus n2. So let's write down the numbers again. So this one is n1 and this one is n2. If you add both of them, it will give you 1. Okay, so that 1 gets stored in the variable sum. Okay, and that is being printed here on line number 31. So line number 31 will print the value 1. Now let's see what's happening in line number 28 and line number 29. In line number 28, this one we are assigning the value of n2 to n1. Initially this one was n2 and this was n1 and this was n2, and this is our sum. Okay, now we want that this one becomes n1 and this one becomes n2. So very simple, we assigned n2 to n1 and sum to n2. That is what has been done here. I have assigned n2 to n1 and sum to n2. Okay, so this will keep shifting the values of n1 and n2 to the next two numbers. So this is how you will print the Fibonacci series. Okay, now let's talk about printing sum of digits of a number. So when the user enters 2, the control will come to case 2. And the message is displayed here, enter the number. Then on the next line we are taking the number input using sc.nextInt and storing it in the num variable. Okay, and then the number is copied in a temporary variable t. Okay, although that is not although it is not important to copy, but I still have copied it. Okay, and another variable sum2. Okay, sum2 will store the sum of digits. Now the condition here is while t is greater than 0. So if you do not understand the condition that is written here, you can watch the extracting digits video which I have already made. Okay, so you will be able to understand why the condition t is greater than 0. Okay, so inside we are extracting, suppose the number is 1 2 3 4. So first of all 4 will be extracted and stored in digit. In the next line that digit is added to sum2 which is already containing 0. So 0 plus 4 will be 4. In the next line we are eliminating 4. Okay, because its job is done. Again control comes here because t is greater than 0. What is t? T is now 1 2 3. 1 2 3 greater than 0. Now control comes here, sum2 is equal to sum2 plus digit. So sum2 already contains 4. Okay, in that we add 3. Then in the next line we eliminate 3. 3 is gone. Okay, and then again the condition is checked, t is greater than 0. T is greater than 0 means 12 is greater than 0 condition is that, okay. And then we extract the digit, here, okay, which will give me 2. Now we will add this 2 to sum 2. Sum 2 already contains the number 7. So 7 plus 2 will give me 9, okay. Then we do t divided by 10 again. So t divided by 10 will give me 1, okay. In t we will have 1. Then control will come to the condition part. Condition is true, 1 is greater than 0, okay. Control comes inside, in digit 1 is extracted, and that 1 will be added to sum 2, okay. Sum 2 already contains 9, that 9 will be added to 1, so it will give you 10, and 10 will be stored in sum 2. And then t by 10 will eliminate the last digit also 1, and we will be left with 0. When the control comes to the condition part, t is greater than 0, that is 0 is greater than 0, condition is false, and we are outside the loop. So outside the loop we just print the value of sum 2, which is the sum of digits. And I've not written the code here for default. If the user chooses any value other than 1 and 2, we should display a message that invalid input. So I hope you have understood this program. Thank you.